If we were to take a time machine and travel back in time, what would we see? In my opinion, the world of 100 years ago is vastly different than the world of today. Thanks to the innovations of our forefathers, modern humans live a very technocentric lifestyle. And the benefits of technology can be seen all around us, through the phones in our pockets, to the display powering our presentations today. While the benefits of technology couldn't be more transparent, there are also downsides to this problem. As we can see, teenagers are spending more and more time, up to 7 hours of their day, on social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, video entertainment applications, TikTok, YouTube. With this new age of technology also comes a rise of more internet-dependent jobs. For example, the role of the influencers. They are people who rely on sponsorships and advertisement as ad revenue to make money, and a common characteristic that they share are their large followings on social media platforms. That is not my primary concern. What I'm more concerned about are there are young children, due to the internet's accessibility, traversing these sites daily. While they're already exposed to the pre-existing dangers such as pedophilia and harassment, I also want to address the more hidden dangers, such as influencers and social media and also companies trying to exploit them under the disguise of raising awareness, but actually for profit. Then, how do we plan to solve these problems? Actually, as a matter of fact, I don't think it is possible to completely detach yourself from society, from technology. Social media and technology has deeply rooted itself onto our culture and onto our livelihoods. So I don't really recommend you to try, but you are very well welcomed. As a member of the Gen Z, I fully understand the need to keep updated with the trends, as I too have perfected my WAP dance. But that is besides the point, because really, we need to understand how these trends can impact us physically and mentally. We need to understand how our trends can hurt us, and through the use of thorough researching and also fact-checking, we need to understand how these trends often affect the cultural and religious backgrounds and how it affects them. An example of this would be the fox eye trend, where it shows people of non-Asian descent stretching out their eyes. But actually, this is racist towards Asian people who have received harsh treatments due to the nature of their eyes, forcing some into double eyelid surgery, for example. Now, I'm sure that all of you have experienced your own fair share of internet embarrassment, myself included. But the story that I am going to present to you is more deeply rooted into who I am as a person. And this is something that took me a lot of courage and a lot of power to go up here and share it to you. So, flashing back to 2014, I just got over my first ever Instagram account, and I was planning to run a photography account. Because to the eyes of a 14-year-old, anyone can be a photographer if you have a camera. Am I right? Well, I've quickly uploaded my first ever photo with like 30 hashtags and a beautiful, deep Instagram caption like every other 12-year-old kid. But the matter of fact is, I only got 40 likes. Only 40. But I was happy. It was my first ever Instagram post. 40 likes is a lot. But then as I kept uploading, I kept getting smaller and smaller amount of likes. 30, 20, 15. And before I realized it, I developed social media addiction. I became obsessed with numbers. More specifically, how to gain more of them. Then I came into a cycle of self-depravity and self-hatred, Why can't I replicate the same success? Why can't I be as good as the other people? And I grew to hate myself. My self-esteem was killed. But luckily, with the help of my friends and my family, I was able to pull myself out of this dark time. A privilege that I believe that a lot of teenagers often do not get. Now, we need to understand how much social media has impacted our lives. Then we need to understand the people that play a role in it, the social media influencers. I have selected 3 for us to analyze and compare and contrast. Here we have with the first one. Case study number 1. Here we have influencers. They are TikTokers. They are Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio. They are known for their TikTok dance covers, and they have a combined following of 135 million people. That is a lot. Now, if you take a look at what they do, they're often doing dance covers and also a lot of collaborations with other big brands like Prada and Chanel. But the most important thing is that they also use their platform for good purposes. Like when Charlie talked about the Black Lives Matter movement, or when they did adverts on body positivity campaigns. I think that is an incredibly good thing, that they are raising awareness and promoting a good cause. Now, moving on to the next case study. Number 2, Mr. Beast. Now, he is somewhat a personal hero of mine, Mr. Beast. Known for his YouTube channel, and more specifically his challenges online where his participants can get a large sum of cash if they succeed the challenge, of course. But the thing that earned my respect for him the most is his Team Trees initiative. Launched in 2019, Team Trees is an initiative where people can donate money to plant trees, evidently. But the more important thing is that Team Trees has raised 22 million trees as of 2020. The amount of impact that this initiative had on the environment is huge. And I would like to thank Mr. Beast for using his platform in such a good manner, something that a lot of influencers do not do, which is why we should move on to our next and final case study. Case study number 3, J Station. Now, this guy is absolutely deplorable, someone that you should not follow in any form or manner. So if we take a look at his content, he basically does a lot of clickbaiting videos where he exploits the death of recently passed celebrities for money. Imagine being a relative of those people who recently passed and see that another person has used their death as a monetary gain. I believe that everyone should not follow this guy because he's an example of what a bad influencer is. Now, I don't believe that every influencer are bad. They're actually really good. But we also need to understand that they are, at the end of the day, they need to make money. And so does the companies. And so a lot of the companies and influencers, they create these trends, not basically to generate revenue. Not all of them, but most of them do. I'm going to pick a harmless example. It's the Blackpink Awesome Scream, Awesome Camera, Strong Battery Life dance trend as an example of this. On the surface, it might seem to be a harmless dance trend on TikTok. But if we dive deeper into it, it's actually an advert for the next coming Samsung phone. Now, for all my life, I've held up to this one value, is that if you do something nice and you stick a camera up to it, then it's just for money. And I believe that a lot of these modern time trends are doing something like that. They're raising good awareness. But if the goal of the product is not from here, but from your pockets, then it is something else. It is advertisement, not awareness. And thank you for listening to my TEDx speech.